We gathered here today, all the communities in Afrin, to say that we will not allow the division of our country. There are new attempts to divide Syria under the name of elections. We condemn these illegal elections as there is no atmosphere to hold it. We don't accept the fact that terrorists are the ones holding these elections.
For more on this, Omer Ozkizilcik joins me live from the Turkish capital. He is a non-resident fellow for the Syria project in the Atlantic Council's Middle East programs. Great to have you here with us on TRT World. So how likely is it for the YPG to actually hold these elections? Because this group is an offshoot of the PKK. The PKK is recognized as a terrorist organization, not just by Turkey, but also by the European Union and also the United States. So how on earth can a terrorist group hold elections?
Yeah, actually, this is a result of the YPG's attempt to gain legitimacy for its de facto state-led in North and East Syria, which is called the Democratic Autonomous Administration of North and East Syria. And we have seen that the YPG has declared a new constitution for its so-called autonomous administration, and that since then that election preparations has been ongoing, and there was an established election committee, and now there's an election law and also a municipality law. And we have to underline here that these elections are municipality elections. So the YPG is trying to do both together. On one side, it does fear democracy to its core because the demographics of the region is clearly against the YPG. Any free and fair elections would result across the board in the 3 million, where 3 million people live, against the YPG. So on one side, it wants to prevent democracy. On the other side, it needs to gain some kind of democratic legitimacy in order to push forward the legitimation of its autonomous administration in these areas. So what the YPG is doing is trying to exploit the municipality elections, which are rigged and neither fair nor free, even inside the legal text law. And by doing that, it tries to gain international recognition and international legitimacy. And it wants to use this election theater with for its own propaganda and with its negotiations with Damascus, because the YPG is trying a dual approach. On one side, it tries to gain international recognition from the United States of America and has signed a lobbying contract with a U.S. lobbying firm. On the other side, it tries to gain national recognition via Damascus and is negotiating with Damascus a potential recognition from the Damascus side for the YPG's so-called autonomous administration.
Omer, now, Turkey has made its stance very clear. It will never allow creation of a terror corridor at its border with Syria. I wonder, what role do you think the international community and countries such as the United States have to play here?
So far, the United States of America have refrained from commenting on this issue, except for one statement by the spokesman of the U.S. State Department. And the approach since the declaration of the Constitution by the YPG of the United States of America was to keep hands off, to not intervene, and to wait it out and to see what happens, and to not openly support it. But the statement from the spokesman of the United States State Department was that these elections are neither free nor fair, and that they cannot be accepted, and that these elections are against United Nations Security Council Resolution 2254. So in all, the United States as well knows that these elections are against the law, against international law, and they officially do not support these elections, but they also do nothing to prevent them, and they also do nothing to curb this attempt by the YPG, because we know that inside the United States of America, especially CENTCOM, are a driving force towards the YPG and towards the YPG's goals of becoming a legitimate actor. And we know that especially in the White House National Security Council, that there are some elements and some people and some forces who push forward for an agreement between Damascus and the YPG, that Damascus should accept the YPG's autonomous administration in exchange for an American withdrawal from Syria.
Omer Ozkizilcik, thanks very much for talking to us here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking out the time.